Hey guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this fabulous Friday. Another week has come to an end. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Jim Manley. Chops are right, man. Chops are right. Let me honk and we'll get into it. All right? I have played a little bit, so let's see what we got, and we'll talk about Jim Manley. I did one on him 8 months ago, a year ago. Let me explain. Okay, let's see what we got. Anyway, wide open, hellacious, double C's on the B-flat trumpet, and then with the same mouthpiece, go right over to the same thing on the pick. Wide open. Anyway, Jim Manley. Now let me preface this by saying I don't like to do, and I've said this before, I don't like to do evaluations on chops that I really don't know that much about. Okay? With the advent of social media, you can get lots of stuff on people's chops. You get close-ups and the tone and all this sort of stuff without actually knowing the person or seeing them live or anything like that. So, again, I take liberties in that regard. For sake of argument, somebody sent me a very, very crude recording of this guy from Las Vegas named Danny Falcone, and asked me to evaluate his chops. I know nothing about Danny Falcone. He sounded terrific on the clip. I talked to Perico about him, and he gave me some information. But at the end of the day, I just don't feel comfortable not knowing that much about him. Now, the same thing is along the lines of Jim Manley. But I said there's enough out there that I can make some evaluations for the most part, and there's one area that I will not say completely one way or the other. Okay? Now, let's talk about Jim Manley. He is a high note guy from St. Louis. Okay? He's been around a long time. He's been doing a long time. And I haven't heard anything about chop trauma or anything like that. Okay? Again, I don't know that much about him. But I'm going to put a link down below that he is doing a very impromptu session with the lead player from Brian McDonald, lead player from the Airmen of Note. And I'll evaluate his chops a little bit as well. I mean, two terrific players. Now, we have three areas, as you know, that we have to address with true power. Relaxed corners, proper tongue placement, and little air. Okay? Now, let's start with the one that I'm not sure about. Okay? And that is the tongue placement. Now, every single thing I hear of him, he's doing these amazing glissandos and rips and all this sort of stuff, but I have yet to hear a note pop because there's not a lot of articulations out there. Now, if in a perfect world, I would like him to do 5 notes for me. Middle C in the staff, bop, 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 5 notes. That's all I need. And I could tell you about his tongue placement. Now, it is probably spot on, considering the results he's getting. Okay? Possibly not. Okay? Because I haven't heard it. But if the notes pop, then he's now, if he's not 100% what we are doing, he's real close. He's real close. There's a couple guys like that. Okay? Now, here's the deal. I do believe that either he was a very, very natural chops to begin with, or he developed them somehow later in life. I don't know. Again, I don't know that much about him. But he doesn't articulate, he doesn't talk anything about tongue, he doesn't talk anything about chops. So I'm not sure if he really and truly knows for sure what's going on there. But I'm telling you guys, the chops are absolutely astounding. The results he's getting are absolutely off the charts. And there is one spot in this clip, a little later on in the clip, you'll see it. He plays triple C's, triple C, and holds onto it. It's the best triple C I've ever heard. Now another thing, this is just somebody's cell phone, from what I can tell. So there's no reverb that you get on YouTube these days. You have no idea what these guys actually sound like. And it's very, very much like what we're doing here. I mean, no reverb. I mean, just really warts and all. Okay? And you'll hear both these guys, him and McDonald, and Kevin Burns is another one. Not a lot of warts. I mean, those are three terrific trumpet players with excellent chops. Okay? Now back to Jim Manley. Okay, so if we're not 100% sure about his tongue placement, close, if not 100%. Let's go to relaxed corners. No tension at all. At all. There is none. And he doesn't talk about corners whatsoever. There is no tension whatsoever in the corners. No matter what register he's playing, all right, the triple C gets a little strained. Okay, but the G above triple C, guys, right there. Right there. Okay? No strain, completely relaxed chops. And of all the high note guys, including Morris and Faddis, all of them, he's using less air than all of them. He doesn't overblow at all. Now, the little bit that I've heard on at some point in his life, he just decided, come hell or high water, I am going to play a middle G in the staff with as little effort as I possibly can. And that included air and tension and everything, and he worked from there. Now, guys, if that's what he's doing, that is working. Absolutely working. It is tremendous what he's doing. I'm not even going to say. I'd love to hear him on a 1SB. I think his tone could be a little fuller on a 1SB. Maybe. I don't know. But it's tremendous. I have heard him play a ballad. Okay? There's no strain in it, guys. There's no strain in it at all. He gets a rounder tone in the middle of the... I'm telling you, this is what we're after. This is what we're after. And if the tongue is only 80%, so be it. McDonald, the lead guy from Airmen of Note. Now, if you're playing lead trumpet with the Airmen of Note, you can play. I mean, that's one of the best big bands ever. Okay? And you hear him. Up to double C, he is very, very strong. He's not straining at all. He's another one I didn't hear a lot of articulation. But I can almost guarantee you, guys, it's close to what we're doing. There's no way, if this is the tongue, there's no way it's the conventional on the floor of the mouth, the oral cavity. La, la. That's not what they're doing. Not even remotely what they're doing. Whether they can articulate that or not, that's not what they're doing. Okay? No, he's terrific. And if you listen to Airmen of Note stuff, top notch. Top notch. And he's not a big guy at all, but he gets an enormous sound. And also, you notice, up to double C, both of them, there's no dissipation. They can just hold the note forever. They can swell on it. Guys, that is what we're after. Absolutely, 1,000%, that is what we're after. Okay? So Jim Manley, McDonald, and who was the other guy? Kevin Burns, another guy. He, for the most part, I believe he was probably taking the video, so he didn't get in. He's another guy in the Airmen of Note. Bravo, guys. You sound tremendous. You sound tremendous. I'd love to meet up with you one day and pick your brain a little bit. I would love to hear all three of you on a 1SB. But that's that. Okay, guys. Have a great weekend. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all. Bye.